The shocking truth on the Devils has been revealed. Chaos in the locker room centered around these three right here. Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. Devils Digest. Ryan the Goose Gosiker here with you. As always, bringing the latest, greatest Devils content. Let's get right into it. The Devils locker room seems like, and according to an insider, the locker room could be severed. Maybe too strong of a word, but the Devils locker room is having issues right now. We're going to get into all the reasons why. But first, before we get into the news today, we want to let you know that this video is being brought to you by Kalshi. When you download Kalshi using the link below and you enter code DIGESTNHL, you'll get $20 when you trade your first 100. Kalshi is the largest prediction market in the United States. On their platform, you can trade yes, no on real-life events, elections, sporting events, basically anything you want. Okay, and whether you're in California or New Jersey, Kalshi is live in all 50 states. For sports fans, trade on game outcomes, playoff chances, or player performances, okay? All on a regulated market where you can cash out at any time. In fact, I want to show you my favorite one of the weekend right here. Los Angeles Chargers at the New England Patriots. I like the Patriots to win by over 3.5 points in this game, but I like the under 45.5 points scored, okay? So you can see the different odds there and the percentages and all that good stuff. So check out Kalshi, all right? Get there. It's genuinely a smarter way, okay? You can even see the Devils' Stanley Cup odds still floating at around 3%, which is kind of crazy. Nonetheless, it's genuinely a smarter way to use your sports or news knowledge, and you can close positions whenever you want. Download Kalshi with the link in the description. Don't forget to use code DIGESTNHL to get your $20 bonus, and thank you again to Kalshi for sponsoring this video. So, let's get back into it. As we mentioned, the Devils mess, all this locker room talk, and one of these reports coming in was from our good buddy there, Mr. Elliot Friedman, saying the more I look back on it, the whole Quinn Hughes thing, I just think just tossed a grenade into that locker room. The rumors were going around. I think a lot of guys were unsettled. This is something that, you know, the Rangers have dealt with in the past. I know, I don't want to say the forbidden team's name, but this is, teams have gone through this, right? And when guys know they're the center of trade talks and then they don't get traded, that's when things start to get really kind of awkward, I would say is the best word, best phrase for it, is things just kind of become awkward, especially in a market where Devils fans and Devils personnel knew that there were people who weren't going to waive their no trade clause in order to make this happen. So that's when it gets even more awkward. So, hey, we asked so-and-so, they declined. Now they got to go back in that locker room, answer questions. Guys don't know if they're staying, whether they're going. It's a very difficult predicament, which is why I would have loved something like this to have happened in the offseason, like this summer. Okay, now if you're going to tell me you weren't going to get him in the summer, that's fine. Okay, but certainly this is throwing a wrench in the whole locker room situation. And again, the players still need to perform. So please do not mistaken what I'm going to say here tonight as, well, see, this is why they stink, and it's okay, because it's not okay. They are professionals. However, they're also humans. And to a degree, when your name's getting floated out there and you don't know what your future is with the team, you don't know what's going on, it's frustrating and it becomes a very awkward situation. Okay? Guys, as much as we think athletes stay away from social media and don't hear it, they all hear it. Okay? And if they don't, they're lying to you. Okay? Or if they say they don't, they're lying to you unless they live under a rock. Okay, and it would be a pretty expensive rock at that. So part of the Devils locker room concerns obviously deal with the fact that Quinn Hughes was supposed to be here. Okay, so now guys start to get this expectation like, hey, this guy's going to join us. He's a top 3 defenseman in the league, and he's not 3. Like, there's all this mounting pressure, mounting excitement, and then all of a sudden it doesn't happen. So you're talking about guys like, we're talking on the top level being Jack and Luke, right? They're, oh my God, our brother's coming. Like, he's going to come play. It's going to be the Hughes Bowl every night. To now he's not coming. So that takes a dip. And then, like I mentioned, the guys that are going to get traded, the guys that were asked to move their no trade clause, okay, it just makes for a very tense situation. One that, again, maybe, do I agree that it's like throwing a grenade in the locker room? Probably not. I think that would be more reserved for some other things. But it certainly doesn't make life easy, okay? Just a couple more tweets here. This whole, Friedman with the same kind of concept here, no trade clause used, things like that. And I don't know how you fix that. And that's why I've said for a while, it's time to move on from some players. They just need to move people. They need to, addition by subtraction, and they got to get guys out and they got to go. Because again, they're already running into a logjam, right? We talked about it with Kovacevic as he gets healthy, right? And then what do? When Kovacevic comes back, you're sending Shimon Nemec down. Shimon Nemec has been one of your most, consistent players. Okay, in the sense of the guy he's actually shot the puck well. He's actually done things that are productive for the team. Okay, so I just want, they have complications there already. Now you're talking about guys who teammates know, hey, he wouldn't waive his no trade clause so we could get better, right? So it's that kind of mind games that can really set off a locker room, and it's unfortunate. Okay, and the last tweet I have for you here is, I don't claim to know what's going on in an NHL locker room, but it feels like the Quinn Hughes debacle has soured things. Guys were asked to waive no move clauses and declined. Luke and Jack wanted their brother here, and our GM failed to deliver. I can't imagine it's a fun room. And I have to say, that sounds 100% correct in the sense of, yeah, it's Tom Fitzgerald's job to deliver, okay? Everybody thought he was going to deliver. Devils held all the cards, okay? They had the leverage, right? They have two of the brothers locked up until at least 2030. And yet somehow, Tom Fitzgerald failed to bring Quinn Hughes here. Now, we have fans that'll be in the comments that'll say, thank God, because they want to get rid of the Hughes brothers. They think, they're a little bit softer. But I think for the other side of the coin, bringing him here was important for the brotherhood. And again, like I said, you start to get these expectations, and when the GM doesn't deliver, it's very frustrating. And for New Jersey, they've missed out on a lot. And this felt like the one thing that, man, what could you possibly do to screw this up? And well, they found out. They found out what could possibly go wrong. And it's a bad GM who's still in a job that he doesn't belong in, that is only there because they have an ownership team that doesn't give a rat's you-know-what about the team. They don't. They're worried about their other franchises. They're not worried about the Devils, and that's why GM Tom Fitzgerald's here, okay? Listen, I've grown up a Mets, and as of late, a Giant fan. When I was a kid, the Giants were obviously a pristine organization, but obviously not as of late. They've basically been the Jets as of late. Okay, so I've seen bad GMs. Okay, this guy, if you had a normal owner, and I wouldn't consider John Mara a normal owner. I don't like him as an owner, and I didn't like the Wilpons as an owner. I could tell you confidently, John Mara and the Wilpons would have fired this clown a long time ago. So it's time to act. It's time to do. Because what Tom Fitzgerald failed to do in bringing in Quinn Hughes and having guys use their no move clauses has soured the grapes in the locker room. And if you lose the locker room, it's hard to get it back. And they haven't moved. They've barely moved anybody. I think they waived Chalowski today, which, wow, am I supposed to be moved? Am I supposed to be touched? I don't think so. Leave us a comment. Let us know what you think. Okay, always appreciate hearing from everybody. We appreciate you for listening, for watching, however you're consuming this content. We want to thank Kalshi for being the official sponsor. Again, get out there, check those percentages, check the odds. Get out there. Just enjoy it. Enjoy what Kalshi has to offer you. And we'll be in touch before the Devils take the ice in Winnipeg on Sunday. So, ladies and gentlemen, we'll catch you next time on Devils Digest.